Okay. This is gonna be the last one in a while. So with the end of Harry Potter, the movies, it's all done, it's all over with. I edged back into Harry Potter fandom with looking at Harry Potter essays, because I remember reading those back when I was really into Harry Potter, and a lot of them were just fascinating and well written and so interesting. And I came across something really disturbing and really sad. Okay, so apparently there are a lot of Snape fans who hate Lily and hate her a lot and think that she was, that she should have been a better friend to Snape. And yeah, that's it. Like, she was cruel and heartless with him, and callous and just a horrible person. Okay. I'll talk more about that. I want to talk about my thoughts on this a little bit more first. Okay, so when I read Deathly Hallows, The Prince's Tale was just so unshocking to me, because I had figured out already that Snape loved Lily. I had books 1 through 5, so I read them all through, and that obviously had Snape's worst memory in it. And then when I went back to when I was reading 1 through 5 the second time, and I got to Prisoner of Azkaban, it struck me as really odd that Voldemort didn't just kill Lily, that they actually had a conversation that lasted maybe 30 seconds about him saying, move aside, I won't kill you, I'll just kill your kid. No, don't kill Harry. Like, that, why? Why did Voldemort offer her the chance to live? Like, why did that happen? And then what also struck me as really weird was with the whole werewolf situation, where Sirius told Snape, yeah, poke on the knot in the Whomping Willow and then go in the trail and see what you find in there. And then, of course, James went and dragged Snape back out and kept Snape from getting attacked by Lupin, werewolfy Lupin. And to me, like, I thought to myself, why wasn't Snape more mad at Sirius? Like, that situation was Sirius's fault, not James. I mean, obviously I could see that there was a lot of bad blood between the Marauders and Snape, but just, it's like, why does Snape just hate James so much? That was a little weird to me. So it light bulbed in my head. Oh my God, Snape loved Lily. So then that clicked for me really early on. So I knew. And then after Half-Blood Prince, I read this essay that was really well put together about Snape and Dumbledore, and how this person, I don't remember if it was a man or a woman who wrote this essay, how Dumbledore wanted Snape to kill him. And he was asking Snape, please kill me now, not, please do something for me. And yeah, like, then that made sense to me. So I thought, well, okay, so Snape really wasn't that evil. But to me, that didn't stop Snape from being this horrible ass. One thing that I just can't get past is how he bullied not only Neville and Harry and Hermione and who knows how many other children. But this happened when these small children, well, not small children, but children of 11 years old come into this guy's classroom and they get harassed. And this man is supposed to be their teacher. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care how fucked up your life is. You are a grown-ass man picking on goddamn children. Like, yeah, I can't get past that too much. And, well, I feel sorry. I mean, I know Snape suffered horribly and he had a really, really shitty ass life. I'm still not a big fan of Snape. Okay, so, right, so then these Lily haters, what they said, I can't believe somebody said this, it's just, they said that Lily accusing Snape of having friends who are Death Eaters is just as bad as him saying that she's a mudblood. I don't even know where to begin with the wrongness of that. Okay, first of all, these people who Snape was hanging around with did turn out to be Death Eaters. And what Lily's big concern was is apparently they played this prank on this girl. We don't know what they did, but these guys could have, like, killed her cat or something, or you know, disfigured some part of her body in this really, like, gruesome and horrible way. We don't know, but we do know that these people are future Death Eaters and that they're enamored with the dark arts, and whatever they did and whatever it is that Lily was disturbed by and said, you know, Snape tried to say, well, oh, it was a laugh. And she's like, that shit ain't funny. It must have been something that was pretty bad, whatever it was. So Lily was telling Snape out of concern for him as much as herself that you shouldn't be hanging around with these people. Not only are they creepy, they're dangerous, and they're doing dangerous, bad, evil things. Snape, stop hanging out with them, is what she was obviously trying to say. And that to say that, you know, with Snape calling her a mudblood, like, that's so awful. Like, it's obviously established in the Harry Potter universe that, you know, being called a mudblood is like being called the N-word, if you're a black person, or I could say out all a bunch of racial slurs about Chinese people or Mexican people that I'm sure all you out there know as well, and I'm sure you have them in your head right now. You know, we don't need to say them. So just think, like, imagine you're a minority, if you're not already, or if you're a woman and you have a lot of opinions that aren't exactly well received, and you know, like, people call you a bitch and a cunt all behind your back and all this shit, but you have this friend, this really good friend, and then you hear him call you a bitch, call you a cunt, you know, insult you in that way. You know, for me, if that happened to me, my relationship with that person then would never be the same, ever. So I can't understand what is wrong with the person who said that statement. Like, what world do you live in? Obviously one where you yourself have never been called a bad name for, your gender, your sexual orientation, for any of your political or religious ideology, any of that. Obviously, you've never been insulted before in that way. You must live in some small little hick town in, like, Montana or something. Because I don't know what world you're living in. So, and what this other person, this woman, who is herself a person of color, wrote on LiveJournal about how all of this hate directed at Lily is because of misogyny, because these people are saying that Lily and her concerns and her life isn't as important as Snape. And I think that that's entirely true, because here, obviously, we're not supposed to see that Lily has concerns about not only herself and, you know, being called a mudblood and possibly getting attacked, but Snape as well, and who he's hanging out with, and how that could be dangerous for him and hurt him, and she doesn't want to see him associated with any of that either. And, you know, like she said, you know, oh, my friends, like, I have to stick up for you, and that's, excuse me, you know, that makes sense, where there, I'm sure, yeah, I know, like, Snape, Slytherin versus Gryffindor rivalries, but, you know, it's more than possible that Lily had friends in other houses, and this second war had been building for such a long time, where people know, you know, not to associate yourself with strange wizards, to not get involved with shady shit, because you don't want to get yourself, your friends, anybody else hurt, where, you know, you have to think about the climate of what it was like at Hogwarts in that time, which is what J.K. Rowling has, you know, hinted at in the other books. Like, think about what Hagrid said about the past, or Sirius said about how things were. So, really, for me, I saw Lily speaking to Snape out of real, genuine concern for her best friend, not because she was worried about her reputation. And I know people said, like, well, you know, Snape was so unpopular, and Lily was like this queen bee, so obviously she only cared about her, you know, about her popularity. And, you know, Snape, nobody liked him, and how, you know, nobody else in school must have thought that she was a mudblood. You know, nobody else except for the people who became Death Eaters must have talked bad about her. I'm sure that's not true, because we see in other characters who aren't evil, some of them who are actually good, who do comment on, oh, well, yeah, she was a mudblood, but, or she was a muggle-born, but, oh, you know, she is a good witch, especially with Hermione. How people have said, oh, well, that's funny how that happens sometime in various ways. So, and I'm sure, like, with Lily, you know, there could have been some Hufflepuff girl who hated her because she was jealous. So, you know, especially people who are of lower statuses who then become higher, there are a lot of people who are just then down there who think that they should be up there, you know, think that this person should then be down there. And I know that's a weird thing to say, but I'm sure you guys, like, know what I'm talking about. Okay, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.